Computers and the internet have changed the way we live and learn. We work, shop, communicate, share pictures and video, research information, and play games online. Many schools and districts have embraced the new technologies and are using them to improve education services and instruction. Today we're going to talk about your responsibility as teachers and administrators for student privacy when using online educational resources. Because the fact is, no matter where student records reside, they should still be protected. Let's take a look at the ways teachers, administrators, and staff can practice good data management when using online educational apps and services. Then, we'll talk about how you can protect the privacy and security of student data when using these types of services in your schools and districts. Before using educational apps or services, it is important to learn about the variety of federal, state, and local laws impose requirements and restrictions on how student data can be used and the conditions under which it can be shared with application developers or online service providers. Let's examine some key privacy laws that may apply. The first is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA. FERPA is a federal law which protects the privacy of student education records. Most public schools and districts are required by law to comply with FERPA. Simply put, FERPA restricts how PII, that's personally identifiable information, from education records may be released without the parent's consent. FERPA may allow schools to disclose certain information, like students' name, date of birth, or photos, without consent as directory information. This is often done in school yearbooks and athletic programs. A school may provide directory information without consent to third parties, such as service providers, only if they publicly notify parents about its directory information policy. This notice has a number of requirements, like it must state what personal information is considered directory information, and that parents have a right to opt out. But be careful, because parents can opt out at a later time, so using directory information with online services can be tricky. Another FERPA provision that permits PII from education records to be disclosed to third parties without consent is the school official exception. Schools often use this exception to outsource IT and other institutional functions. It is sometimes advantageous to outsource school functions to save money or to get better services. If your school outsources under FERPA's school official exception, you must make sure that the third party is providing a service or function that the school would otherwise provide itself, and you must be sure to retain direct control over the use and maintenance of the information you disclose. Sorry, FERPA isn't the only federal law in question. Let's briefly review a few others that might apply. Another law is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, or COPPA. It applies to websites, apps, and online services that collect information from children who are under the age of 13. COPPA requires verifiable parental consent prior to collecting personal information from children online. In some cases, like when a student must use a website or an app for school and there is no commercial purpose, COPPA allows schools to exercise consent on behalf of parents. Meet Ms. Jones, a high school teacher. She just found a great new app to help kids with math through games. Her students love to play games, and the app is free. More and more teachers like Ms. Jones are making use of apps and online services. Many providers offer innovative and helpful content, often for free. But be wary that sometimes the saying, "nothing is free," might apply. Some apps require the acceptance of terms of service. These can be long, boring, and full of complicated legal language. Ms. Jones needs to fully understand what she is agreeing to in the terms of service. We may not think of clicking an accept button as the same thing as signing a written contract, but they can be legally binding agreements. For these reasons and more, Ms. Jones should talk to the appropriate individuals about the school's policies and procedures before signing up for the app.